I've been noticing a problem these last few days with my productivity. Part of my morning routine is to write down my goals for the day in an almost schedule-like format. And here's the problem. I haven't been able to finish all of my goals I wrote down during these last few days. I usually allow a 20 to 30% of my day-to-day to be interfered with just life in general because you never know what'll happen. A family member may call you, your significant other probably fell and couldn't get back up, #life alert, and the world may end too. Just the usual stuff. But even then, one or two of my goals were left unchecked daily and I realized why. Productivity and keeping busy isn't the issue. It was my ability to prioritize. So, what the hell does being productive even mean? By definition, it's an adjective meaning to produce or being able to produce large amounts of goods, crops, or other commodities. Now that I understand that concept on a deeper level, I think it's more important to learn the skill of prioritizing rather than staying productive. And with that definition, I think inherently being productive at a base definition is not the best way to go about tasks. You can write down a bunch of goals for the day and then get them all done and have your day filled up with busy activities and then enjoy a nice ice cream bar at the end of the day and be happy, right? But really, just sit down and think. Do all activities require your full attention and priority to get done? The answer is no. You have to figure out which do and which don't. Jordan Peterson once said in a video I watched that it's a common misconception to hate schedules. At least in the eyes of millennials, because we're so full of wanting to dump meaning into everything, which is not a bad thing per se, but when you incorporate a schedule into your life, you can have full control to live your life the way you want to.
And that's where something like a schedule can be unbelievably useful. Google Calendar. It's like, make a damn schedule and stick to it. Okay, so what's the rule with a schedule? It's not a bloody prison. That's the first thing that people do wrong. They say, well, I don't like to follow a schedule. Well, it's like, well, what kind of schedule are you setting up? Well, I have to do this, then I have to do this, then I have to do this. And then I just go play video games because who wants to do all these things that I have to do? It's like, wrong. Set the damn schedule up so that you have the day you want. That's the trick. It's like, okay, I've got tomorrow. If I was going to set it up so it was the best possible day I could have, practically speaking, what would it look like? Well, then you schedule that. And obviously, there's a bit of responsibility that's going to go along with that, because if you have any sense, one of the things that you're going to insist upon is that at the end of the day, you're not in worse shape than you were than at the beginning of the day, right? Because that's a stupid day. If you have a bunch of those in a row, you just dig yourself a hole and then you bury yourself in it. It's like, sorry, that's just not a good strategy.
That's what he stresses in that video. A schedule isn't the enemy. If you genuinely want a full day to just slack off and relax and do nothing, then you absolutely can schedule your day to be like that. The same with a vacation, having a week full of work for projects or just having fun. There's nothing wrong with any of these. We don't necessarily have to define what a priority is, but I'm going to anyway. It's a noun meaning the fact or condition of being regarded or treated as more important. So when you're focusing on a bunch of different small tasks or chores, should you really be prioritizing them over other ambitions and tasks? I'm not saying be lazy and don't do work around the house. I mean, I'm heavily OCPD and I struggle not to be constantly clean and have everything in my apartment organized to huge extents, so trust me, I'm with you guys who are similar. What I am saying is pay attention to what's most important and what's going to lead you in the direction you want in regards to your general goals. Who really cares if you didn't do the dishes that day? Set that as a goal for the next day, because if you knocked out a more important task such as setting up your freelance portfolio, then that's great. Once these accumulate, you can begin to schedule days with either minor relaxing tasks since your work is done, or have the day off you always wanted to have for whatever reason. A lot of us these days forget to value life and its experiences sometimes, and I'm one of those people. I used to search for events and reasons to remind myself why life is even worth living in the first place. It was a toxic mentality, and as I stated in my previous video, I genuinely think all that comes from within anyway. Like everything I just said, it's all about practice and learning the skill. Only you know what's important to yourself, and what you can prioritize. I like to prioritize events that rarely occur if they suddenly do on a whim, because I can always bounce back and finish whatever else I was working on unless it's an extremely urgent task, but let yourself experience life too. If I can get myself out of ruts and make these videos about helping you guys out, then all of you guys have whatever it takes as well. I'm just a regular human being like you, and I hope you guys are staying motivated. I know this is getting really into inspirational territory right now, but please, I really mean it, let yourself make mistakes and learn from them. I strongly despise the school system anyways for its structure to making out failure to be a really bad thing when it's the best learning experience possible. So allow yourself to fail. Like, where I am right now, It took a lot of just idiotic mistakes and just me having to do something stupid, whether I'm by myself or I'm around someone else, and I make a mistake and I'm like, oh crap, now everyone's laughing at me and being like, oh, you idiot, and just ignoring like all of my emotions at that moment and just asking the question, well, what did I do? What did I mess up? Like, help me learn. Like, I want to learn. And you have to do that because otherwise you won't learn anything. I'm a hands-on learner, so I have to mess something up before I actually learn how to do something correctly. And I feel like a lot of us are like that. And the school system really messes you up in the head, in my opinion, because you kind of have to recondition yourself to get into that mentality and out of the mentality that school systems have put you in. But anyways, that's all besides the point. A thumbs up on the like button would really be appreciated, and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos too. I love you guys and I appreciate your support every day, and you know, I'm honestly grateful even a single person can watch these videos and benefit from them. Don't be afraid to ask any questions either. I'm always here to answer, and yeah, I hope you guys take care.